All right. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
Smash that button.
Holly, you ready?
Always ready.
Excellent. Excellent. So I'm going to hit that button. Well, hello and welcome to the Jeep Life Podcast, everyone. We're a podcast where we celebrate that Jeep life and we love living that life. I feel like we've taken a little break and kind of re-centered ourselves, brought us back into the normal, and we're ready for season number 2, and we're super stoked about it. Bill, why are you shaking your head no?
We're not doing that again this coming year.
Yeah, we're doing it.
We're not taking a break again.
Oh, no, we're not.
No.
We're working straight through. We're making
Because
Don do it all.
You want to know something?
Yeah.
I did not like having that nothing to do on Sunday night. You know, like I didn't know what to do with myself.
You were fine. You had plenty to do at home.
Yeah, there was plenty of projects going.
You were. So I'm joined as always with my amazing co-hosts. I've got Don. Don, how you doing?
Very good. How about you, Terry?
Man, I couldn't be better. Welcome back.
Absolutely.
After a little hiatus, right?
Yeah, it feels good to be behind the mic again.
Yeah, it does. Right now that you're actually talking into the mic and not to the side of the mic.
I still like the side better.
The side is better.
It's like in the movies when they turn the gun sideways for the kill shot.
Yeah, that does make it
for us podcasters.
Right.
It's just a little more dramatic.
Right. It is our kill shot when we turn the mic to the side, right?
Except they're directional mics.
There is a problem with that.
Yeah.
Next, Bill, man, so good to see you.
I know.
We saw each other last night, and I saw you guys off air
Right.
last night for the first time since Christmas, and it was good for us to kind of see each other again, reconnect, and get ready for tonight.
Absolutely.
And we are joined by an amazing guest host tonight. And Bill, I'm
fangirling over here.
I know,
dude.
right? We've been waiting forever for this, and we're so excited. Bill, introduce our guest host.
So some of you may know her as MischiefMaker, which is actually her Jeep's name.
Yeah, not her.
And we are joined by Hollie Fowler, which,
Woo-hoo!
you know...
What's up?
Yeah, so
hey guys.
he found out how to use that button.
I did. I figured that button out. None of the others work for me, but I got that button.
Yeah. So how you doing, Hollie?
Doing good. I'm actually really excited to be on here. It's season 2, episode 1. It's pretty cool.
So Hollie, I think you have your volume on your computer on right now.
Or it's Don.
No,
one of
it's not.
one of the two.
Down on both.
All right.
How is that? Is that better?
That's perfect.
Perfect. Better. Yep. So
Beautiful.
let me make sure it's not me too.
It could be
It's not
Bill.
me.
It could be any of us. We could all be wearing a pink helmet or something, you know.
Yeah. So we adopted the pink helmet from Marvin as when we mess up on air, we got to wear the pink helmet.
Problem is, the pink helmet doesn't fit over any of our heads.
Yeah, it is my daughter's helmet.
This
for-
is our nice little pink helmet.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
wow, you really do have one.
We
We-
have
we-
a
we
pink
do.
helmet. Like, yeah.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, Billy gets to wear it more often than anybody else. but-
Yeah. As you can tell, I'm the guy that is the hold my beer and I'll skinny pedal it through something.
Yeah. I just can't. I'm with you. I'm fangirling here, Holly. We follow you. My favorite Jeep on the planet, and the guys and everybody that's listened to us knows that it's the Chief model Jeep. And the first time I saw your Jeep, I was like, oh,
Drooling.
drooling.
You might have to pick some of that drool up off the fender.
Yeah, I definitely had to, wipe my chin off.
So how about we start off with that? Holly, would you like to give us a little bit of a build breakdown about MischiefMaker?
Well, we're just jumping right in there.
Absolutely. Why not?
We're like feet in first. I love it.
I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I love it. Sure. Well, it's a 2017, And funny you should say the first time you saw the build, you were drooling. The first time I saw that Jeep, it was awful. I did not like it at all. I didn't like the color. I didn't like the white stripe. I thought it was vile. And then I saw it in person, and I was like, right up the paperwork. That is my Jeep right there.
Oh, so you didn't see it in person first. You saw pictures or something.
I did, yeah. So my dealer that I was working with, I actually had all the paperwork written up for a white Sahara, and he had sent me pictures of the cheap edition, and I said, don't ever do that to my eyeballs again. That's awful. Please, for the love of glory, don't do that. So I got there and saw it in the parking lot and fell in love immediately. So we had to switch over that paperwork pretty quick because there was another couple looking at it at the same time.
Wow.
So I said, right, okay, we got to run in and switch it up.
Now, is it?
So the Mischief Maker almost wasn't the Mischief Maker.
No, it would have been
The
like the Miss
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Miss Stingray Maker.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't quite have worked the same way. So what
No,
year is
not
it?
the same. It's a 2017, so the Chief Edition was only out into 2017, and they came out with 3 different colors.
Mm-hmm.
The Chief is actually just called Chief Blue, which
Yep.
I just love. People always ask me what the color is. I'm like, it's Chief Blue. They're like, no, we get it. It's the Chief Edition, but what? I'm like,
Right, no.
it's Chief Blue.
Right.
That's the name of the color. So.
And that color's been around in Jeep's stable for a really long time.
Yes.
Right. It was a
certainly has.
Cherokee color.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and I love it. As soon as I saw it in person, it kind of just reminded me of like something kind of retro, and the blue obviously being from Scotland. I don't know. My favorite color has always been blue. That's it. There's no story to it.
I hear you.
But yeah, so we kind of fell in love, and four builds later on the same poor Jeep, and here we are today.
Okay, so you're at build number version 4.
Yeah.
Version 4, yeah, version 4 of Mischief.
So that's a just high level like kind of breakdown. So 1-ton axles, or are we like bigger axles, Dana 70, 80, or?
What was build number 1? I mean, would build number 1 start with, you know?
I mean, come on. Build number 1 started with, angry eye insert, a little bit of a bigger tire, a different tire carrier on the back,
Right, like we all started,
good
yeah.
old thing that made me feel big and powerful.
Was that the chrome wheels on build number 1?
I have never done chrome. I have to say that.
Okay.
I'm not a chrome person. It's great for people who are. I just don't dig it. It's just not my thing.
Yep.
So, yeah. But then we moved on to a lot of metal cloak, and the reason why I did that is because when we first got the vehicle, I'm going to rewind just a little bit. So I went to the Northeast Off-Road Driving School in Ellenville, upstate New York, for an off-road class. And when we got back from that class, Walter and I both on the laptops watching YouTube, went into Jeep forums, and it was really the Jeep forum that kind of progressed us on to the next stage of MischiefMaker. And we had, the Metal Cloak 6-pack shocks and Metal Cloak 3.5-inch lift. And each time we went to Roush, because Roush was 5 hours away from us. At that time, we were living on Long Island. It was still a bit of a jaunt, though, to get there, because Walter worked in Manhattan. So he would come home on Friday. I would have the Jeep ready to go. We would leave at 3 a.m. Saturday, get to Roush, wheel all day, and then come straight back.
Oh, wow.
I know you guys know. The way that it is. Like, once you get bit by that bug, there's no stopping you. Like, you're there every weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
And every weekend we hit, a different trail, and I wouldn't be able to do it, not because of, it's kind of a little bit of both, because of the vehicle and the driving, but it just kind of progressed from there. And then I got really serious about it and just went big. Go big or go home. And that is it. That's it.
Yeah, there is nothing little about that Jeep.
No.
No, and it's funny. I forget because I've been away for 3 weeks. I actually flew back to Utah yesterday, so I'm back in Utah as of yesterday, and I haven't seen him yet. He's parked in one of my friend's garages, but there's so many Jeeps that go around here. I'm in Hurricane, Utah, and they range from being not touched, completely stock, to completely modified. But I know as soon as I open that garage door, I'm like, whew, that thing is just, it's big.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah.
So Rockstar, did the last build, Rockstar Garage?
So Nick from the Rockstar Garage helped me with my rear suspension. I was on Terraflex 4-link and decided to kind of Frankenstein him a little bit in the rear with a 3-link rock crawler. I am doing a video about that actually because people don't quite understand what's going on underneath there. So yeah, he did that part, but the build primarily was done by Leo at TNT Monster Truck on Long Island in
Right.
Ronkonkoma.
Okay.
So he did that. He built MischiefMaker up to where he is now, and then the suspension the rear part of the suspension was done by Nick.
Right, right. Well, whatever. I mean, the Jeep works. You watch the videos and stuff, and it works. So the combination is definitely a win.
Well, it's absolutely flawless. I mean,
right, yeah. So it sits on Baja or Mickey Thompson Baja Grappler Pros.
Pro X.
Pro X.
Pro X.
Pro X. Yeah. So they're 43-inch stickies, and they're
all right. Whoa, that's a big number.
Yeah.
It's taller than 2 of my sons put together.
Yeah, it is.
It is. They're pretty big, but they're a fantastic tire.
Yeah.
I don't really like to give reviews or feedback unless I've actually used a product, for a good year or so. And I have to say, hands down, I can't fault them. Not at all. What I have learned though, last year when I was on the Great American Crawl on the East Coast, I have to air down
Mm-hmm.
on the East Coast for them to work a little better just in the terrain.
Okay.
Then over here, I have them aired up, and they work much better over here. So, it just depends, but they're fantastic.
Right.
I do love them.
And that comes down to knowing your tire and kind of, it's a big thing. And, once we start getting into, this is weird to say, but like into like a buggy sense or like, into that much larger vehicle that's sitting on a 40-inch tire, 43-inch tire, or even, Rockstar Garage Gridlock that's sitting on, I think that's 56-inch tire. So you start understanding how the rubber flexes and different things when you get into these different situations, and knowing your terrain is really helpful.
Yeah, and I would assume that altitude kind of plays a hand into that. A lot of the places out west, the altitude's even higher than what it is here. Even in the mountains here, you're 800 to 1,000 feet above sea level.
Right.
And out there, the normal terrain's at a mile above sea level.
Right.
So I bet that plays a big part in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get really, because I'm the least technical out of these guys. Things start flying over my head, and I start getting real dizzy. How does you know your stuff? How did you get into this? How did you get started? Did you just say, "Oh yeah, I'm in Scotland, and I just want to go to the States and buy the most American thing I can and buy a Jeep and then just go nuts"? How does that happen? How did Hollie Fowler become Hollie Fowler MischiefMaker?
Okay, are you ready for this? I'm going to try to do this in a nutshell.
All right,
It's
do it.
okay.
Okay. Hollie is in Scotland and grows up in Scotland. I was very musical as a child. Went to university to study opera singing. Graduated. Moved to Florence, Italy for 2 years, where I sang and did concerts.
Yeah, most Italian is in opera. I mean, most opera is in Italian, so.
Yeah. Yep. So that made sense.
Yep.
And then I decided to spend 6 months in my parents' vacation home on Long Island before going back and, getting a job in one of the opera companies in the UK. And got really bored because I didn't know anyone and I was out here by myself. Went on Match.com and set up a whole weekend in Manhattan with coffee dates and dinner dates.
Wow.
Met Walter was my first date. Got married 5 months later. Moved to Long Island. Went into retail management, real estate. And then my car lease was up, and that's how I got MischiefMaker.
Wow.
Just in a nutshell.
So
that's amazing.
Lease is up. I'm going to be a YouTube rock star.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my career traveling around my Jeep and being a badass.
Lease is up.
Yeah, the lease was up. That was it. Got the Jeep. Had no idea that any of this existed. Walter introduced me to the world of YouTube. I watched some videos. I was a big fan of Word Life, and I thought that he was absolutely nuts. I said, I am not an outdoors girl. I like to get my hair done and my nails done, and I don't like the cold weather, and I would never go out in the rain. And went to Nora 4x4 again, up in Ellenville, New York, and that was it. To be honest with you, that was it. I was like, I love this. I'm not too bad at it neither. I could get good at this, but to get good at it, I'm gonna have to do this all the time. And Walter and I decided to sell our house and head on the road, and we actually were just looking to travel, to relocate, because we didn't want to be on Long Island anymore. And after EJS, that was it. I was sold.
Well, that's amazing.
That's really it.
You just described Terry's dream life.
I know, right?
Just say, my lease is up. I'm gonna go buy a new Jeep and just live on the road.
Well, I'm a classically trained tuba player, so I'm a musician as well. My voice is a big, heavy piece of brass hanging over in the corner, but that I haven't touched in years. I'm embarrassed to say. But yeah, how cool is that? Yeah, I'm even more fangirling over here.
Well, I'm European, right? So a lot of us Europeans, especially if you're, a musician or an entertainer, we're very airy-fairy. We don't like, we have ants in our pants. We don't like to sit down and be stuck in one thing. And it took me a little while to get Walter kind of talked around into the idea of maybe traveling just for a wee bit, not for long.
Right.
And now he just loves it. He loves it too. So
now, how many years have you been doing this? So your lease ran out how many years ago?
So we bought MischiefMaker in July 2017.
Yeah, so 3.5, 4 years.
So really, honestly, since EJS 2018.
Yeah. Right. And in that short period of time, you are the badass. And
new nickname for Hollie, just badass.
Yeah, right. And then of course there's the whole, you're the female badass, because our sport, our activity doesn't have that many females. Now when I look on the on our comments and reactions, I'm seeing more and more females on there than we normally do. And our Jeep club that we founded, that's one of the things we tried to do is get women involved in the activity with us, to just I think diversity and that is the spice of life. How did it feel like the first couple times going out? What it was that, you're out with I think the question that we had in here, was it like just to fit in with the lads? What
So I got lads because when Holly and I previously talked, she said I fit in with the lads, and so I had to bring it up.
How did that happen? And what did it feel like? I mean,
Well, honestly, personally, for me, I mean, I've gone into this not really thinking, oh goodness, I'm a girl. I honestly think anyone going into wheeling, it doesn't matter if you're male or female as such, because everyone in the industry who is a professional or has a company, it's a waiting game for them. So many of us go out, we get a vehicle, we mod it up, we put a bunch of money into it, and 9 times out of 10, these people are gone within a couple of months or a year. So it's kind of a waiting game. It's just a time thing to kind of get respect. But I will tell you a story. The first time I went out to Roush, I just went on their website and joined a group to go out with, and it was kind of a small group of older gentlemen who have been doing this for years. And here comes me into the parking lot with a shiny blue Jeep, and they gave me a map of the park and said, if you can't keep up, here's a map, find your way out. And I said that right there, I was like, oh, no, here we go. Let me show you.
Yep.
And I didn't really know what I was doing, but sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. That confidence kind of throws people off. So after kind of showing them a couple of tricks up my sleeve and, stuff that they wanted to bypass, and I said, no, I'll do that. You can't do it. No, there's ice. I'm like, I'll try it. It's not, I mean, I'm either going to make it or I'm not going to make it. That's it. But the whole female thing, it's been pretty interesting doing what I do with the reaction from females. Because when I first started, there didn't seem to be many females out there behind the wheel, but now there seems, there's a lot. There's a lot of females out there, like rocking it behind the wheel. It's nice to see, and when I'm out, I always encourage like girlfriends, wives, daughters, whoever, like, just try this. Just get behind the wheel. Yeah, get them out there.
Yeah.
And see how it feels. You're either going to love it or you're not. I don't feel like there's an in-between in this sport that we do.
No, I think that's a good lesson overall. Sometimes we're afraid to do something. Hey, we're going to break our Jeep or we're going to fail. And what will everybody say about us if we fail? And I think that's, true whether you're a male or female. I know there are times that I go out there and I question, should I do this? I'm doing it. Let's go.
And then you look over at me and it's like, yeah, Terry, you're fine. Like, just keep going.
But I think it's awesome to have, someone like you in the business that does this as a living now,
right?
That can be an inspiration to other people, just to say, hey, regardless of who they are, if she can do it, then I can, and or maybe this is how she did it. Now I can follow in her footsteps. Do you feel the weight of that responsibility ever? Now you do that. I put it in your brain.
Well, thanks very much. I don't think I feel, I mean, maybe a little responsible, and there's a little responsibility there, but I always say to everyone, give it a go. Put a tire on it. If it doesn't feel good, then just back off. I do the same. The thing is, I do the same. It's not like I can do absolutely everything out there. There's some things that I've tried. They felt awful. I'll go back. I'll try it again. I can do it, or I haven't done it, or, but you have to be, I think when you're out there, you really have to be lighthearted about it. a lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves when they go out there and they try and do something. If they can't do it, they get really angry about it. And it's, that sets a tone for their own day. You have to be willing to laugh at yourself. And I've put myself in some positions in that Jeep where I'm like, how did I get here? Like, can someone please winch me? Like, I don't know. I don't know how this happened, and you just have to, we're out there to have fun, at the end of the day. But a lot of people do feel a lot of pressure when they're out there, I was just out a couple of months ago with someone who broke something on their Jeep, and, we could fix it straight away. And they were, no, I don't want to go out anymore. Like, don't feel defeated. We all do the same stuff. It doesn't matter how long you've been wheeling for. I've been out with some of the most seasoned wheelers, and they've flipped on something that they've done 100 times over,
right.
So it's just, you got to be lighthearted when you do this stuff.
Yeah. That's a great, great.
Well said. That's wheeling. And wheeling's one of the few sports that there's so many variables. Drag racing, you got that light, and maybe
your
temperature and your reaction time, and that's it. Wheeling, it's a 3D sport. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Some days you have great days, and some days you just don't.
Yeah, no.
Some days you go to Lower So there's a trail that we have at AOAA that's called Lower Anthracite, and I have tried to make it up Lower Anthracite 3 separate occasions.
And broke something every time.
Every time, but you know what?
It's gotten so bad he bought a buggy just to do this trail.
Well, two times we broke something, and the third time it was wet and just miserable.
Yeah, we got down there, and it was just like, no.
3 of us winched multiple times.
And then I broke.
And then you broke, yeah. Yeah.
But it's one of those things. It's like you set goals for yourself, and through wheeling you can, reach those goals of, I want to try this trail. I want to be able to do this trail by a certain time. And it's almost a way to kind of better yourself over that time period.
Now, I've never done that. I honestly, for me, it's just get out and wheel. And if something captures my eye, or if the group I'm with is on a trail that I haven't done before, I'll do it. But I think for me, it's not so goal oriented as much as it is sort of adventure oriented.
Okay.
I think.
Just see where it takes you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
It's what's around the next corner kind of thing, and
Yeah, and I actually love going out with you because there isn't a plan, right?
No, there never is. We wonder. We definitely wonder.
We wonder, and with Bill and I, we spend like days talking back and forth which trails are we going to do next, which and a lot of it kind of has to do with which one defeated us last time, or which one did we,
did we see on our way out the last time?
That went, oh, we should do that next time, So I think there's something to be said for both, and I like both adventures.
Yep. That's why I wheel with you guys, because
it's the best
tiring.
of both worlds, right? Yeah. Exactly.
Wandering apart.
And when you have 42
43-inch tire.
43. Sorry, I don't want to diminish the.
Don't forget
43,
that last
man.
one.
But
Gosh.
with those wheels, it minimizes the amount of obstacles that
they just get bigger.
The obstacles do get bigger. Yeah.
So talking about big obstacles, you were on 24 Hell and Back.
I was, yeah. I've actually been part of 24-hour Hell and Back since the beginning, since it started. I met Marvin who I believe has been on here.
Yes, Marvin was on last
November, I think.
October.
Yep.
And we got to sit down with Marvin, and Marvin's an awesome guy, awesome
Absolutely.
Jeep, awesome guy, awesome videos, absolutely great guy to talk to, and you know him very well, so.
Yeah, so we met Marvin in December 2018 at the Unlimited Off-Road Show in Georgia, when he was still doing those. And that was like 3 months before we decided to sell the house and kind of move on. So we had that plan anyway, but he's just a true enthusiast of the off-road industry and the off-road world. Yeah. And he has a great vehicle that just works. I love watching him wheel. Like, he's married to his Jeep, and it's just a beautiful thing to watch. And he loves to make good content and come up with, good ideas. And that's how 24-Hour Hell and Back came about. And anything that he does, I always want to be a part of because, he's always doing something different. And, wheeling, so, there's only so much to wheeling, but if you can think outside the box and make it a little more exciting, especially when you're a content creator, that's something that I personally want to be part of. So, yeah, and the 24-Hour Hell and Backs have just been a hoot. Like they're great. You have the interviews, and then you go out, and you get to hour 17 is the hour. It's the deadly hour for everyone.
Everybody's
it
tired.
Doesn't matter. Everyone's tired.
Yeah.
Everyone's yelling. Everyone's, I don't want to do this. Just winch me up this. I don't want to do that. What are we doing? Where are we going? What's the point? And you push through to the daylight, and once that sun comes up, you're fine. You get your second wind again. But they've just become better and better and better. It's been.
I don't think I put this together. I mean, you and him both are Europeans, and I didn't even think about that. Two of the top people in the States just ripping up the trails.
Yeah, they're like,
not from here.
Nope.
No,
definitely not from here.
But
and it's funny because we add so Chris, who is from iDrive, he's Australian.
Oh yeah.
And the three of us hang out a lot, and he's always so funny. He's like, one day a German, a Scottish, and an Australian person walk into a bar.
It does sound like the start to a bad joke.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So yeah, and I agree. I mean, Marvin, it's that whole new way to deliver content. That's what makes Marvin's videos so great. Yeah.
Well, the camera crew is so good at
it is, but I mean
capturing the right moments and knowing who to shoot when, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Because it puts you right in the middle, even though you're staring at a computer screen or something. When you're watching, you're like, I can feel the sweat. I can feel the
and it's that he's a professional, just like you are. He's not out there throwing beer bottles out of the back of his Jeep and f this and f that. And even though we tend to do that here once in a while, but, and it's just it's kind of a relief, a fresh breath, to see that level of professionalism in the sport, because it got a bad rap. It had a bad rap for a long time.
Yeah.
It's going to take, it's going to take stuff like this to turn it around.
Yeah, definitely. It takes time. If anything has a bad rep, it does take time. And we have Dirt. What's his name? Nate. I always forget the Dirt Life.
Dirt Life. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Another good one.
He's an amazing content creator, and we just. I think anyone who has or creates content or has like a YouTube channel, our responsibility is to kind of, make sure that people know about wheeling and the fun side of it, but also like these parks, especially on the East Coast, you guys know, they're all private. So just look after where you go.
Yeah.
You can still have fun.
Yeah.
But
No, I agree with you, and I think that's something that really needs to change in the sport, because as our world is evolving and people are becoming more energy conscientious and conservative, as far as our resources and things like that, it's important for us to convey the right message.
Right.
So I think that's part of the reason, like, we like you said, Dirt Life Nate, yourself, Marvin Stammel, we really dig the footage because it is done pretty responsible. The Story Till Now, another one out in the West Coast.
Right.
All good content for that same reason. So absolutely, yeah. Thank you guys for that.
You're out in Utah right now. Last year I was able to drive across country. I left here in PA and I ended up in the San Jose, California area. spent some time, and then came back and wheeled, on the way, stop off, do a wheeling. Which is, I found that West Coast is so much different than East Coast wheeling, especially Southwest. It was interesting. Both have their challenges, but I feel like I have to work harder at wheeling in the East Coast than I do in the West Coast. And what's your feeling on that? How do you feel about that? Tell me.
It's just so different.
It's so different.
It really, really is. And I get this question a lot because everyone who I wheel with on the East Coast is obviously like, oh, we don't like the West Coast. We've been there. It's easy. And I'm like, well, you're just not hitting the right things then. Because,
right.
You kind of have to know where the hard trails are, or, I find it a little more technical over on the West Coast. I don't know if it's because I'm doing buggy lines when I shouldn't be, but that might be it. But on the East Coast, especially when it rains and it's wet. I mean, I love wheeling in the rain on the East Coast. Give it to me any day. I want that mud everywhere. It's just so much fun. It's so much fun.
Just keep it out of my airbox.
Just
keep all mud and water out of my airbox.
Yeah. I don't know. I like both. But I do feel on the West is just slightly more technical.
So
I think that's the only difference.
I hear all the time, and I haven't wheeled out west, but I hear but I hear everybody say the rocks are like driving on sandpaper. Is that true?
It is. Yeah, you have a lot of traction.
Yeah.
I can go pull some of that rock out of the nooks and crannies of my buggy for you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I felt like the trails were wider. I felt I have more space, and then and I'm wheeling here, and sometimes there's only one line you can go, in between two trees. You're like,
it is tight.
So for me, sometimes I feel like I'm driving more technically accurate in between those two trees than I would be in an open trail. But sometimes the obstacles there are taller, and so you have to maybe assess where you're going to be 30 feet away before you get to that line. So I felt...
Yeah, and also there's nothing to catch you over here. It's completely open.
As soon as you roll over,
wrong,
right?
It's going wrong. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
I kind of miss the, going through a park in the East Coast and being like, but if I hit that really hard and I bounce off, there are 3 trees there. That's the worst that could happen.
There's those trees that'll catch me.
Yeah, as my rear door hinge will testify.
Yeah.
The trees will catch you,
and
but they
don't
bend
move.
metal, right?
So let's continue talking about wheeling. Where's some of your favorite wheeling spots? It could be absolutely anywhere. Or unless you want to do maybe, I don't know, you probably get this
maybe
question.
regionally.
Yeah, regionally. If you got a top one for out west, top one for east or south or north or west, east,
Yeah, all those places.
Just all of them.
Everywhere.
I love Sand Hollow. That's where I am right now. It's just, I don't know, there's something for everyone here.
Sand Hollow.
Sand dunes.
I want to go there.
So do I. I just watched my first video on Sand Hollow the other day.
I have an opportunity in October. By the way, Holly, I didn't look at your schedule too hard, but are you going to be at Trail Hero? Or is it there's two events that weekend, isn't it?
There is. I am undecided at the moment. I'm trying to work something out. If I am not at Trail Hero, I will be at the Rebel Rally. So that's going to be the all women's kind of rally race, 8-day thing over there. But if I can't make it happen this year, I will absolutely be at Trail Hero, and I'm hoping to be heavily involved. So that'll
awesome.
That'll be cool.
Okay.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. So back
because I have an opportunity to go to Trail Hero. So
back to places you like to wheel.
You have to. If you have an opportunity to come out here, Don't even think about it. Just make it happen.
All right.
Okay.
She's like one of the Everman brothers.
Yeah, she is definitely
Just spending
Eric
my
or
money
Scott.
for me.
Okay, so going back, so Sand Hollow I love. There's something for everyone here, whether you're a beginner or whether you have a buggy. There's some crazy buggy trails here, and when you come to Trail Hero, you'll see that.
Yep.
I love that. I love that. Pressure's
cool.
on.
Yeah,
Right.
that's it.
The Sand Hollow, that video I watch, I mean, it just, I don't know that I've seen. I mean, I've watched video after video of Moab. I've been out west. I've been,
Yeah.
but Sand Hollow is unique.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm just, I was in awe over that.
It is. I would choose Sand Hollow over Moab just because everything's so spread out in Moab.
Right.
But here at Sand Hollow, it's if you break, you can take your vehicle off in like 15 minutes, and then fix something and come back on if need be. Everything's just, it's a lot closer.
Right.
And the trails and the views are gorgeous. You look over, the border of Arizona at one point. There's definitely something for everyone here. And they have like a large lake as well. So a lot of people will take their partners and they're not into wheeling whatsoever. So they'll hang out, they'll go on a boat, they'll stay at the beach.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
All right. Sign us up. We'll give up. We'll do an episode.
All right.
And Sand Hollow, I mean, from what I saw, Sand Hollow is a pretty diverse trail system too. I mean, it's not all just buggies. I saw they have, they got some crazy V notches and stuff like that. But I also noticed in the background there was a lot of UTVs that were on stock tires running around. So there's got to be a pretty diverse trail system.
It is, yeah, for sure. And you can hire, quads and UTVs and stuff down at the beach and head out for the day. So when I say there's something for everyone, there really is.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's fun. It's a fun place to be. I mean, we just love it here. I'm going to end up going out tomorrow probably, and I can't wait.
Nice.
It's been too long.
Nice.
It's been too long.
All right. So we've got the Southwest kind of covered with that. Where do you have a place in the South?
I mean, what are the parts? I love Wind Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I will always love Wind Rock. I just love it there. Rugged Mountain Ranch in Oklahoma, which is where the 24-hour Hell and Back was last time.
Yep. Marvin said that.
Dying to go back there. That place was disgusting. It was disgusting. It was like your nightmare, but your dream all in one.
Yeah.
It was just fantastic. So I'd love to go back there. I love, where else? Hollerwood Park in Slade, Kentucky.
Yep.
That's good. Honestly, all the parks have something that I take away and I love from them.
Sure.
But on Texas, Wolf Cave, Mason, Texas.
Okay.
A phenomenal place to go wheel. It's open. It's so open. You don't think you're going to get into a lot of trouble there, but you do, and that's why I love it there. I love it there. And the owners live on the property. Kurt, he actually is him and his son keep the park themselves. They're out there every day. It's a phenomenal park. I do. Awesome. I love it there. I love it there. We'll be heading back there.
Anything up in the Maine area?
Haven't been up that way yet.
Okay.
Oh.
That's so Amy and I, that's like our favorite place to
go.
I was just wondering if there was anything up there.
Yeah, I think I have a Maine trip in my pocket this year.
Nice.
I think Scott and I maybe do Vermont and Maine or West Virginia or something.
So if you have a free weekend, Holly, and you want to go to Maine,
you're
more than welcome to join us.
Well, okay, cool. Just keep me posted. I'm sure somewhere.
Will do.
So we've talked about the U.S. Have you wheeled in Europe? Have you done anything in Europe? Or is it a thing?
When I was there, it wasn't a thing in Scotland. even although we actually have some great places that you could probably wheel, come to think of it now, but we're very big into Land Rovers.
Oh, yeah.
And going, just doing some river crossings and maybe up a wee hill or something, something
Right.
like that. But nothing as extreme as over here. But funny you mentioned that. I've had a Welsh couple reach out to me. They have a YouTube channel, and they're like, we're trying to get jeeping to be a thing in the UK. And it's pretty cool. It's nice. It's nice to see that maybe something from over here is going to transpire over there. So
yeah,
hopefully. But other than that, no. I mean, I didn't even know any of this existed until
you came over, right?
Until
your
the end of
so your lease ran out.
Your lease ran out.
Yeah, exactly.
What car did you have before MischiefMaker?
I mean, I did have a Jeep. I had a Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Okay, all right.
And MischiefMaker wasn't originally MischiefMaker. Did you guys know that?
No.
So I'll let Hollie.
MischiefMaker was called, I have to do the R as well, Rodrigo.
Oh.
I love that name.
Rodrigo.
I don't know why, but he was. That was him.
I don't know which I like better now.
MischiefMaker Rodrigo.
Rodrigo.
I think if it was red with the chief markings.
Oh yeah,
that's more
absolutely.
Rodrigo.
That's a Rodrigo,
right?
Oh yeah.
Of course, it has to be red for Terry to like it.
Mm-hmm. No, I put it out there at the beginning. My favorite Jeep was the Chief. Oh, love it.
But it has to be red.
But it does have to be red.
Has to be red.
All right, cool.
So yeah, he went from Rodrigo, and it took probably about 9 months to come up with the name MischiefMaker. I mean, we had some ridiculous names. Like, I really wanted it to keep it kind of Scottish. I was like, what if we just call it Haggis? What if we call it, like, it was just like the strangest names I came up with. But I really wanted to incorporate Chief in there.
Yeah,
which is why it came MischiefMaker.
I love it.
I like that.
Yeah, my friend Troy, who he lives actually pretty close to Windrock, and we're going to go down and stay with him and wheel Windrock. He's one of our listeners. He just bought a Chief model Jeep, like in the past 6 weeks.
Cool.
And so yeah, he's got his eye on you. He's gonna, model it.
Send
after
a
that.
picture to Terry and said, "I want my Jeep like this," and we both said back to him. It said, "I hate to break it to you, man. You got a long way to go."
Hollie, can I, and just backtracking a little bit about MischiefMaker, can I ask you a question? Who did the cage on MischiefMaker?
So the cage is a Gen Right cage, but Walter and I didn't like it the way that it came. So we designed it very terribly by drawing something up for Leo at TNT, and he actually called us and told us to come in because he said it was horrific and he had no idea what we were trying to do. So it was Leo kind of took the lead on that. We knew that we kind of wanted a race back kind of look, maybe sort of like more trucky.
Yeah, it's unique. It's a unique looking cage.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things that kind of sets him aside, and we're proud of. We love that cage.
Yeah, it's unique. I was trying to put my finger on it, but I couldn't for the longest time, and that's why it's a one-off.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So what's left of MischiefMaker that was Rodrigo? The dash.
I can tell you not
the
much.
dash.
The engine.
Still the same engine?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, my little stock engine that everyone is finger pointing and telling me to put a new engine in there. So why? It works.
Yeah, right.
That's what he's supposed to do.
Yep.
I mean, even Billy's isn't the same engine.
No. Well,
it is. It's just on version 2.
It's a stock engine.
Right.
It's just on version 2 because I decided to dunk it in a large pond.
Yeah.
So I mean, that 3.6 liter isn't that far off horsepower wise than a 5.3 liter V8 or something like that, and
everyone gives them a bad rap, but
they're really not.
They're not terrible.
They're reliable. They go forever.
Yeah.
And then you supercharge them. So that's all you got to do, Hollie. Supercharge it. So I'm going to start spending your money now.
And it's like we said earlier. I mean, the Jeep works. It just does. You watch the videos and it crawls and it
does.
You know,
honestly, why change something if it's not broken?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
She says on version 4.0.
I know.
Well, she's had four versions on
Well,
her
there
now.
is
She's
4
got
versions that didn't work.
Right.
They didn't work. We had to, you know,
There you
do
go.
a little something else.
So probably all the quarter panels and everything have been replaced. Yeah.
Yeah.
May have smashed
Yeah.
it. That tree that held her up.
Yeah,
that
tree.
Yeah. You know, when your Jeep is as badass as your Jeep is, do you ever just want to get into like a stock Jeep with the top down and drive around town in it, or do you get your feel of being in a Jeep out on the trail? Because you can't drive yours on the street, can you?
Yes, you can.
Yes, I can.
You can do anything when you're Hollie Fowler.
I mean, it's street legal.
Street legal 43-inch tires.
I wouldn't like go on, you know, I don't know, a 45-minute journey anywhere on the road, but
not taking it down
from,
a quick drive to Philly.
You know, downtown to a trailhead, yeah, I can do.
Okay.
But
wob, 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 wob.
like, oh, it feels like you're in a tractor. It's really, when you slow all the way down and you're kind of just wobbling and you're passing someone to slow down and they're looking at you like your vehicle's broken and you're like, what? It's fine, don't worry about it.
This is the way it's supposed to be.
What are you looking at? We do have, I'm not going to say too much about this, and I know this was not on the agenda, but we did just get another, I think it's a 2018 two-door
blue
Chief Blue Jeep.
Really?
Nice.
We did.
There may have been a teaser post that I saw that went out.
Yeah. I was rolling around in it for a couple of days before we left here, and I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. It was so good. It's now in someone else's garage, and we're away to absolutely tear it apart, which I'm excited about.
There's big plans.
Yeah.
Nice.
There are big plans. You guys will be able to keep up with it, but I guess I'll do another nutshell. We're going to be building a speed Jeep, like a race Jeep.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. So we're pretty excited about it. I'm going to be doing like a little series on it with probably about 26 episodes on YouTube about it. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Just a wee little thing.
It's just a little. Yeah.
Just a wee one.
Oh, that's awesome.
But that's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, so we have another Jeep. We're doing another build. It's going to be the complete opposite of MischiefMaker, who's just giant marshmallow on big tires, who crawls everything. This one's going to go through the desert at a crazy speed, and
that'll be fun.
That's up Don's alley.
I will leave that with you.
Yep, that sure is.
That's exciting.
Awesome.
You know, and we've loved this conversation. We don't want to keep you here all night. We can do this.
We could sit here and talk for hours.
Yeah. I don't know.
So here we go.
All right.
What are you looking forward to this year? You know, new year, new 21, right? 20. I can't even say it right. 2021.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to not wearing a mask 24 at hell and back.
Right. But like, what are you looking forward to this year? You released your schedule. You got all these great events coming up. Obviously, you look forward to everything, but you know there has to be a event that you're looking forward to the most.
It's so probably my first race is going to be around I think it's either September or November time. And I'm really looking forward to having a lot of desert time, a lot of seat time. I'm a big believer, you guys know, seat time over everything is my thing.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to just kind of switching it up a little. Like, I love wheeling. I'm always going to wheel. I would wheel every day if I could. And but it's going to be pretty interesting kind of moving into a different part of the off-road industry with big plans in 2022. So this is kind of all just prepping for 2022 this year. So it's
Awesome.
And again, we're going to be wheeling. You guys know I have my schedule out. I'm not organizing or managing the Great American Crawl this year, so it's kind of opened up my schedule, and I'm excited to kind of be on my own time and grow MischiefMaker as a brand even more, and just get out there, wheel with everyone, and get on to this next phase.
Awesome.
Well, that's awesome. I don't want to cut us off, but we've taken a long time, and I know that your brand is super important to you. Where can everybody find you? Where how can people that don't know who Hollie is, where can they find you on the webs in general? Normally I throw that question over to Bill, but I'm pointing it to you. Where can everybody find you?
Everyone can find me, so Instagram and Facebook. I'm just MischiefMakerJKU. I'm also obviously on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel that's MischiefMakerTV. And
which is awesome, by the way. I just even some of your stuff where you're just sitting in the car talking, and I'm all about it. I can't get enough of it.
Or the other day,
I'm just waiting for my pizza. Because when people meet me, they're like, "Oh, you really are like this." I'm like, "Yeah, like this is like take me or leave me." Like, Yeah. There's no secrets with me. I'm a big blabbermouth, and I'll say whatever. Like, I'm silly and I'm stupid, and it is what it is. But so you can find me on YouTube. There's also, I'm working on a new website, which should be out next week, which I'm really excited about. But in the meantime, you can go to www.women-wheelers.com. That's for merchandise. And that was the Women Wheelers site, but everything's going to be kind of combined into one. So awesome. I've had a lot of guys be like, "I want to buy a t-shirt, but do I have to go to the Women Wheelers site?" And I'm like, for now, yes, but we're going to switch that up so you don't feel so uncomfortable. I don't know why you feel uncomfortable.
Oh, man.
So, everything's right there. You can also go to my link tree. That's in my Instagram bio. You can click there and you can see everything. I have an Amazon storefront. I just recently put that up. That's just all the tools and stuff that I've bought for MischiefMaker that, some people may need or want for their Jeep. Goggles that I wear all the time. That's been like a huge question over Christmas. Like, where do you get your goggles from? Amazon. They were $12.
Wow.
So go click the link. It's fine.
She's got Amazon.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. Guys, I'm so not cool. It's so funny.
You have to,
I'm the coolest person ever.
You're talking to three uncool people.
Three of the biggest Jeep nerds. Like,
so we think you're super cool, and we can't thank you enough for coming on and hanging out with us. So much happened in the last 3 or 4 months with us. I mean, it's just been kind of a blur. And they kind of take a break, and now I feel like we're booked, through
jam-packed
through April, and I'm like, now that this is over, where's my next breath going to come from? And then I look at your schedule and how all over the country you are, and I'm like, I'm glad we're not that yet. Yet. So I'm gonna see if you'll hang on with us for just a few more minutes before I go, and I'm going to kind of do some of our podcasty things. People that are listening, our store has been updated again. So
we got awesome new merchandise.
I mean, Bill's wearing a new jacket that's
very comfortable, very warm.
It's awesome. It's awesome. So go check it out. It's on our website. JeepLifePodcast.com. Just tap on the swag button. Shattered Dream Designs does all of our logo wear for us, and they do terrific work, and everything you buy on there helps us do cool stuff like this.
So buy a lot of stuff.
And I think, Holly, we're gonna get a swag bag out to you of our cool stuff, and see if we can sticker slap Mischief Makers.
I don't know about sticker slap, but it might go somewhere
as she drives by. Maybe
we'll find a place.
Cool.
We'll find a place.
Excellent.
Awesome.
And we had a contest. We ran a contest.
We did have a contest.
And once we hit 300 subscribers,
right
now that's a little number, I know, but it took us a while to get to that number.
Which now we're like skyrocketing.
Skyrocket
is awesome.
Right. So our winner of the contest, which will actually get a Jeep Life prize package from us, was none other than Steve Ide. So Steve, if you're listening, we've got a prize pack
going out
on
to
your
Steve.
way.
Yep.
And we're going to announce a new contest starting today.
Right. So you're going to want to head over to our YouTube channel again, Jeep Life Podcast YouTube channel. And our next contest we're going to do is for 500 subscribers. So when we hit 500 subscribers, we're going to give out another swag bag.
Another prize
it's
pack.
Fun. Why not?
Why not? Gets our stuff out there.
Gets
it's the coolest stuff
there.
ever, right?
Yeah.
It's the coolest stuff ever. 500 subscribers. We're already well on that way.
Yep.
So keep those going. Like and subscribe. If you're listening today and you're new to us, go to our YouTube page, smash that subscribe button, which is what the kids say these days, right? Smash it.
Maybe.
You don't have to smash it. Just tap it if you... You're probably holding $1,000 device in your hand. Don't smash it. Just tap on it.
Tap it, touch it.
Be nice to it.
So on our YouTube channel, you're going to stay up to date with our best friend, our driveway mechanic, Frank, and he's going to help you out with all the tips and tricks of installing that next modification on your Jeep for anything that you got going on. Also, you're going to stay up to date with our off-road videos, any fun events that we're attending, drone footage that Terry gets on his awesome drone, and also you're going to stay up to date with all of our live episodes. You can tune in there, so make sure you smash that subscribe button.
No, just tap it.
Just tap
it.
Tap. That's going to be our new
gentle.
thing. Instead of smash it.
I need you to gently tap your subscribe button.
All right, Mr. Apple.
Where else can people find us?
So, everyone, I want you to head over to our Facebook page, which is, if you're tuning in live, you already know where we're at, but just search Jeep Life Podcast, and you're going to stay up to date with all of our events, where we're at, what we're doing, our lives from the trail, our lives from working in the garage, Terry and I hanging out, Terry and Don hanging out, all three of us creating all kinds of...
It's bad news.
It's bad news. But absolutely. And then also head over to our Instagram page, Jeep Life Pod, which is going to help you stay up to date with all the photos, videos, new releases, our stories and different things that's going on, and obviously our website where you can listen to our episodes and find our swag button. Go buy some swag.
Do it. Buy it. Spend the money. Spend the money so I can make the money.
Right. So go buy. So right now, if you're, on your phone, head over to MischiefMaker website and head over to the Jeep Life Podcast and buy a T-shirt from both of us.
Yep. Spend all that Christmas money. We know you got it.
Yep.
So spend it. Buy 2 T-shirts today minimum.
Yes.
Right.
At least 2.
At least 2. All right. So you've listened to the Jeep Life Podcast. For Don, Billy, and Holly, here's a big Jeep wave to you. Have a good night, everybody. Woohoo! Thanks everybody for tuning out and us in the live area. We appreciate it. Have a good night. Hollie will stay on, and thank you personally. And see everybody.